For story time today, it's Daniel and that dream. But let's call up Dave the dog first to join us. Dave!
You all right?
Yes, I'm fine. We're looking forward to this story. It's a
I'm
good
on
one.
the ball today. I'm ready.
Hey,
Ah,
you are. You're ready, aren't you? Raring to go.
ready, willing, and able.
Excellent.
Well,
Well,
ready.
I'll crack on with the story then. The story starts one night with King Nebuchadnezzar. You remember Daniel lived with the king?
Ah,
Well, one night, poor old king, he had a disturbing dream. So bad, he
it's
couldn't
another
sleep.
scary story.
Well, no, he just couldn't sleep because he kept having this funny dream that he didn't understand. Well, it wasn't a bad one. Well, it wasn't. He just didn't know. He was confused.
I have one like that. It's me driving a combine harvester,
Is that
but
what
I
you?
can't reach the pedals.
Oh, that is confusing,
What does
isn't
that
it?
mean?
Well, it's funny you should say that because actually Nebuchadnezzar wanted to know what his dream meant.
Did he have a problem with the combine harvester as well?
Well, I'll tell you what he dreamt of. No,
Fair
but
dues.
they didn't have combine harvesters back then.
Tractors.
I don't think so. They had like animals that pulled, oxen and things, cattle that pulled things without
That's like
machinery.
animal cruelty, that.
No, I think they liked it actually. They got good at it.
Am you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, anyway,
You
back
mean
to
like a dog with an harness?
not dogs. They might have been too small. Bigger animals, you see, not dogs.
Or like horses?
Yeah, that's right.
And cows?
And cows.
And crocodiles?
Maybe not crocodiles.
Polar bears?
Well, not here because where they lived, it was very hot. It was a hot country. Anyway, so the king had this dream and he wanted to know what it meant and he wanted to know what it was. So he called for all the wise men and he says, right, this is what he said. He said, I have had a dream that deeply troubles me and I must know what it means. So they says, oh, long live the king. Of course we'll help. Just tell us what your dream was.
They was very amenable and happy to help, wasn't they?
They were. And he says, no, you tell me what the dream is because, I want to know. If you're so wise, you're going to know what the dream is.
Yeah, he's clever, that king,
Yeah.
eh?
And I'm serious, he says. I'm serious. I need to know this or you're going to be in big trouble if you don't tell me what the dream is. And they were like, hang on a minute. No one knows. No one can know what you've dreamt. Only only gods can do that. And so he was very angry. He was very angry with them. He sent them away. He says,
Did he
that's
write
it.
it in his diary? Was it a trick?
What do you mean?
Did he write his dream in the diary and he had to find it?
Well, I think he remembered it. It was so strong in his mind. He'd only just had it. He remembered it, you see, and he wasn't going to tell the magicians or the wise men because he wanted them to tell him what his dream was and interpret it.
Oh, fair enough then.
Yeah, that's what he wanted, and they wouldn't do it. And so he was furious, and he sent them away. And he says, "Right, you're in big trouble. I'm going to punish you all." And so he says,
Did he give him a timeout?
yeah, big time out. They were sent away from his presence and taken away to be held somewhere just to have that time out. Yeah, I
Why
think you're
wasn't
right.
they allowed near the presents? Was he worried they'd open them up?
Presents.
Oh, he said he had to be gone from the presents.
Presents. No, away from the king. Away from the king's presence. Not his presence, but who he was. Yeah, I see what you mean. No, away from the king, and they went away. And unfortunately, the commander of the guards had to go and get Daniel as well. So, because the king said every wise man in the whole of the kingdom had to be, put away, put into prison for a bit. And
Daniel's a good guy, him, ain't he?
He was, but so the guard came and knocked on the door of Daniel and says, right, you've got to go. He says, what's all this about? And he says, the king wants to know what his dream is. The wise man can't tell him, so they're all being punished, and you're included. And he says, oh, hang on, let me have a word with the king. So he goes to see the king. He says, look, give me some more time and I'll tell you what the dream is. Just give me some more time. So the king agreed and he went back to his friends because his friends were wise men as well. So they were going to be punished.
He called a friend.
He called a friend? Yeah, 3 friends, actually. 1, 2, 3 friends.
1, 2, 3.
Fantastic.
I forgot how to count to 3 last time, so I was practicing.
That was brilliant. You did it perfectly. Well done. And so his friends, he said, look, we're going to have to pray because obviously we don't know what the dream is. We're going to have to ask God to help us. So the friends and Daniel prayed for the answer. And that night it came to Daniel. He knew what the dream was and he knew what he meant. So that was brilliant.
That's awesome,
It
that.
is, isn't it? I mean, none of the others could do it. And
Is it because he helped that slow angel out?
it might have been,
The
yeah.
angel owed him a favour.
Well, he prayed earnestly, and you know what? Because remember, Daniel's good at praying, isn't he? And so he got an answer again. So he went back to the king and he said, I know exactly what your dream was. And so the king says, really? And he told him exactly. Basically, the king had dreamed about this massive, great big statue, right? And it had a gold head and it had silver arms and chest, and his belly and thighs were bronze. It's a bit weird, isn't it? A big statue.
That's a bit odd, that.
It is, and its legs were iron, and its feet were like a combination of iron and baked clay. And then he saw this big statue, and then this big rock came and knocked the statue down, I think into smithereens, into pieces.
I mean, like Angry Birds.
Something like that, yeah.
My mate plays that on his tablet.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. So he got knocked down, and then this rock got bigger, and this rock was quite important. And so Daniel was able to explain to the king that it represented the kingdom he was in, and that there was going to be some problems ahead, but there was going to be this new kingdom. Anyway, basically, King Nebuchadnezzar understood it, and he wasn't confused anymore, and he knew exactly what the dream meant. And do you know what he said? He said to the wise man, look, I'll tell you what, if you can interpret my dream, if you can tell me what my dream is, I'll give you some really good gifts. You know, you were talking about presents earlier.
Oh.
What he said, if you could tell me what the dream was, you get lots of presents. And so Daniel got lots of presents.
Did he get a dog?
I don't know what the present, it doesn't actually say what presents, but maybe he got a dog.
Dog would be a good present, wouldn't it?
I think he would have got lots of gold
Man's
things.
best friend.
Yeah. I think he would have got lots of gold things.
Like a golden retriever. That's
Maybe.
That's a golden
That's gold,
dog,
isn't it? Yeah, but he was just he just got honoured and was held in high esteem, and I think they did lots of lots of good things for him. So whatever you can think is a good thing. Well, I mean, what would you think would be if someone's going to honour you and make you feel good? What would you be like to be given? Forest, a whole forest.
Oh.
Ah, that's a good present.
With some guards to stop the crocodiles and cows getting up them trees. Then I could have lots of sticks.
Oh, sticks. Yeah, you see, that would be good, wouldn't it? So you'd have a forest and lots of sticks.
Sticks. With me stick. With me stick. With me stick. Lost me stick.
Well, yeah, so Daniel got some really good stuff. So there you go. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had this crazy dream. None of the other wise men could tell him what it was, but Daniel, to the rescue again, prays and gets the answer that King Nebuchadnezzar was asking for. He wanted to know not just the interpretation, not just what the dream meant, but also what the dream actually was.
I think that king should have got trading standards in.
Why?
Well, them was wise men, but they weren't very wise.
No, they weren't. They were not very wise.
Misrepresentation, that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. They didn't do a very good job. I don't know what happened to them in the end, but Daniel was praised big time for what he did.
Have you got Daniel's number or his email? Because I want my combine harvester dream interpreting too.
Yeah, if you need your dream interpreted, you need Daniel, don't you? Really, he's the guy for interpreting dreams.
You got his email?
No, well, remember he doesn't have email because he was back many years ago. This was the story about Daniel.
Phone number?
No phones, no emails, nothing like that. So what did you think of that story then, Dave?
I think I want to buy a tractor.
What? Why?
So I could play with my combine harvester in my dreams.
You're thinking about your own dream now, aren't you? Got you thinking about your own dreams.
Our combine harvester that harvests up bones.
Oh,
I'd have
wow.
a special crop of bone plants.
What for?
Chewing.
Chewing. Oh, chewing your bones. Oh, very nice. So sticks and bones and...
Stick. With me stick. With me stick. You did that on purpose.
No, sorry, I keep forgetting about that. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us, Dave. That was a good story, a happy ending again. You'll be glad to know. So, shall we see you next time?
Oh, but I might be not. I want to work out my combine harvester dream. I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe I could find a farmer and let me have a play, but I can't reach them pedals.
Oh,
Maybe my dreams because I need to do it.
yeah. Okay. Well, you let us know how you get on. All
Oh,
right then. Take care.
good, a bit.
Bye. And that's story time.